This is going to be Trial of the Champion as a Mistweaver monk. So getting into the sort of Wrath of the Lich King endgame dungeons here, these last four in that expansion were all sort of together. My screen looks super weird right now because I have my experience bar disabled. I hit level 80 last time, and I had 4 more dungeons to go through. This was one of them, before I get to level 81 and they get locked out. At that level I was stubborn about it. Later on in the game I get a little bit less stubborn, so I still have some missing spaces, dungeons I have not actually done. So this dungeon, right, starts with a kind of weird vehicle combat event. The vehicle being this wolf here. Number 4 puts a shield up for 1 minute. Every time I come into this dungeon, it takes everybody a little while to figure out you have to go pick up a lance from the side of the wall, then mount a wolf if you're Horde, or a horse, I guess, if you're Alliance. Then talk to this dude in the center to get the event started. It's a weird dungeon. The whole thing takes place in this little arena, so we're not going to be going anywhere. And, like, what's going on lore-wise here is... I don't know, this is on the Argent Tournament grounds, and we're, like, training for the fight against the Scourge and the Lich King and stuff. I don't know, it's strange. But yeah, so, like, difficulty tuning-wise, this is a big step up from every other Wrath of the Lich King dungeon before it. And then the next 3 after this are a big step up from here. So, like, these last few Wrath of the Lich King dungeons are extremely hard to get into, so this is one of the reasons I had to specifically disable my experience gain. And, you know, kind of just make myself miserable, because I couldn't really play the game normally. I was just trapped at this level if I want to get this dungeon done at the appropriate level. And I'm not even doing the heroic version of this. This is just normal. Those wolves have horde symbols painted on their flanks. Right, this is one of those dungeons where if no one who is in it has already completed it, you have to watch this big long sequence for several minutes here while all this pageantry happens as the Alliance champions come in and want to joust with us. So, you know, at this point in the story, the Alliance and Horde were kind of semi-friendly with each other. They've been, you know, the war's been on and off at different times. This is one of the times when it was off. We had a common enemy, we're kind of getting along, and training together with some semi-friendly competition here for something upcoming. Anyway. So Darnassus champions come in on their tiger mounts. We're going to be fighting them eventually. But now Gnomergan champions come in on their Mechanostriders. We'll get Draenei champions on Alex. And is there a 4th group, or is it just 3? This might be somewhat randomized. I'm not sure if you always get the same groups. And of course, if you're playing an Alliance character, then all the Horde champions are coming in here, and they're, you know, different. So Exodar champions come in here. Right, so my action bar. Number 1 is a basic stab. Number 2 throws a spear and breaks a shield on my target. Number 3 charges. 3 is the heavy damage dealer. So basic strategy here is like, put the shield up with 4. Yeah, 4 gives me a shield, stacking to 3. So get 3 shields up. Throw shield breaker if your target has a shield. Charge at it, then as soon as the shield's down, then while you're waiting for charge to come back off cooldown, press 1 a whole bunch and just stab them. That's the strategy I use, and it always works. So yeah. Charge, stab, get a little farther away, charge, and they're dead. Okay, so that's quick. I mean, they're not dead. We're not doing any killing yet, but they're defeated at least. Charge makes you run uncontrollably for a little while. So there's a lot of movement during this. You can't really just stand still. I mean, you can stand still and just press 1 a whole bunch. It's not as effective, though, as charging. Don't think there's any way to heal on these things. So the health of your wolf is just going to be the health of your wolf for the whole thing. Fortunately, this part is super easy. Okay, so then put on your real weapon. Don't keep the lance, because you're going to be doing some combat on foot. Boy, that goes quick. Okay, so when you know what you're doing, the jousting event takes just like no time at all. So, we gotta start the next phase, by the way, right, Paladin Tank. Oh yeah, we're gonna be seeing these names again. I run another dungeon with these same people. Possibly 2 more? Because yeah, like a lot of them seem to have the same goal as me, you know, endgame, Wrath of the Lich King stuff, trying to get it done, having some trouble, super long dungeon queues and stuff. Anyway, ready to go. So now we actually fight these on foot. They still have the lances equipped. They didn't put on their real weapons. Not that it really matters for them. So this was my second attempt at this dungeon. I had an earlier one that, you know, I waited the like hour-long dungeon queue or whatever it was for it. Got into a group who just had a group leader who had no idea what he was doing. Like, this tank generated 0 threat somehow. I don't know if he was just auto-attacking or what, but, you know, as soon as this started happening and everybody else had threat except him, the group just completely fell apart. No one was going to take the time to teach him how to play his class at that point, and who knows if he would have been receptive to that. We didn't want to wait the hour to get a new tank to replace him, so the group just fell apart, and everybody did something else, and I was sad, because I had to wait an hour again to queue for the same dungeon. I had the goal of getting this specific dungeon done. A lot of the people I run into clearly are just running random dungeons for experience, trying to move through the expansions and get to the max level as quickly as they can. I think this is why often at the end of a dungeon I see people queue back up for a classic dungeon. They just want to chain on to another one right afterward. But that is not my goal, so I always just leave at the end of a dungeon. Okay, so I guess we won that encounter. Nobody died, so treasure comes in the form of a chest. It was an upgrade. Yeah, you get real good gear here. Like, super nice upgrades. This was the case when this was current, too. You know, you want to come here and the next 3 for the upgrades. Purple stuff. Usually you get blues out of dungeons, but these are purple. Gotta talk to, what's his name, Jaren Sunsorn there, to continue. Someone has a pet. Alright, Eadric the Pure. I think there are 2 yeah, you can get either Eadric the Pure or Argent Confessor Palatrus in here. I think we had the other one last time in the run that fell apart. I guess it did get that far. But then turned into a complete mess. Alright, so this paladin's gonna fight us. He has a couple of groups of 3 on either side of him to take out first. Those are not a big deal. Somebody's offline. That's unfortunate. Now, Eadric himself is where things start getting real hard here. Fountain of Light. That used to be a holy priest thing back in those days. Click the light well, is what Holy Priest macros would say when I was in dungeons with one of those. I never understood how it worked, but it's a thing. It was a thing. I don't think it is anymore. Anyway, another one of those vestiges of old player abilities that now only exist as enemy abilities that were mimicking old player abilities. Oh, you can fight... Okay, he's not... He can't be engaged yet. Okay, you get all 3 groups of 3 before he actually fights you. Okay, got it. I forgot how this worked. Don't think this shaman's coming back. We're probably going to need to get a new one. I see we have a Retribution Paladin here. Seeing and hearing... Yep, okay, 2 Paladins. Retribution stuff. The other one's a Balanced Druid. And there's some kind of Shaman who's offline right now. So yeah, kill the Fountains of Light or else they'll heal the enemies in some way that I don't really understand. What a weird time for Divine Steed. Just really wanted to mount up right there. Healer can take care of that. My punches don't do... Wow, I am... Okay, well... Healer can take care of that, I say. But... boy, I let my tank almost die because I was paying attention to other stuff. Whoops. So not the best idea there, as it turns out. Alright, does he go straight into combat as soon as this ends? Yes, but we are not actually in combat with him. He's now attackable. Alright, here we go. Prepare yourselves, indeed. So now we have 3 paladins. Just one of them is fighting us. Alright, so shield your eyes, as in face away from him, and you won't take damage. No one else did it, but I did. If you're facing toward him when that happens... if you're facing toward him when that happens, you actually get stunned. That's why he got onto me. Because the tank was stunned, so he lost interest. Look away! No one else did it! Hold on, Hammer of the Righteous is not that ability, that's Hammer of Judgment. Or sorry, Hammer of Justice. Paladin ability names. Hammer of the Righteous is the tank basic ability that just, like, hits everything in front of you. Why does he call it by the wrong name here? That's weird. And yeah, like, notice, having to keep up pretty aggressively with his healing. Argent Confessor Palatrus is worse. She was much more of a problem. Like, Adric the Pure is, you know, he hits hard, he stuns, you gotta pay attention. Okay, stuns in a couple of ways. Yeah, Hammer of Justice. The debuff gets the right name. He's using Hammer of Wrath on me, an ability that doesn't currently exist. But it did at one point, and it might again in the future. Okay. 2 other people looked away that time. He has so much to say. These noises. Argent Champion has been defeated. Generic text because it can be one of 2. Alright, so, like, as far as videos go, I should really try and get another run here where we fight Argent Confessor Palatrus at some point. Won't be with this character, probably. But somebody else maybe someday can do that. Time for drink. That used a lot of mana. Then again, it'll be so long before the next fight that I probably could have just stood there. And regenerated fully. Okay, the Black Knight. Wait, the Black Knight already? This is final boss, isn't it? Okay, this place isn't as long as I thought. Alright, so things go a little bit wrong here. Our announcer dies.
Honestly think an agent of the Lich King would be bested on the field of your pathetic little tournament.
So this is an actual real fight. We haven't done anything about this shaman yet. Guess we're just leaving him offline.
I've come to finish my task.
Finish your task? I don't know what your task was. I don't know. Who are you? Risen Jaren Sunsworn. Oh, you turned him into a ghoul. Huh. Alright. So that's our announcer now. Boy, his body sure did decay quickly. He speaks zombie. What? And now he's exploding. So don't stand there. Oh, never mind. It did basically nothing. So is it only the Argent Champion who's tough here? Like this guy... Wait, does this guy have 2 phases? Yeah, we're not done here. He comes back. Now he's a skeleton. Ooh, yeah, okay. Hitting harder. Doing a death and decay sort of thing. Get out of that. Okay, that's functionally identical to... Oh boy, what's that guy's name from Shadowfang Keep? Baron Silverlane, I think, maybe? Might be Baron Silverlane. Anyway, the dude in the Shadowfang Keep who does death and decay. It's exactly like that. Slows you down, is a weird color, etc. Yeah, I am just barely keeping this paladin alive. Eh, a little more than just barely, but still. I'm having to work to keep this paladin alive. Because that keeps happening. Yeah, Essence Font is not the right choice there. Revival was also not really, but, you know, it worked. Wait, he has a 3rd phase, that's right. He's very, very determined. Why do I have a Darkmoon Fair eye on me? It's gone. I don't know what that was. He has it now. Huh. Some kind of stacking debuff here. So I remember 3rd phase is much less scary than the 2nd one. Skeleton form is the one you really have to worry about. However, we are taking kind of a lot of damage here. But yeah, Spirit phase isn't too scary because he doesn't have much health during that. Okay, so we finally got him. My mana bar is empty. I used the entire thing for that fight. I wasn't being super efficient, but you know. Still. Okay, well, cool. Where's the rest of this place? So he's dead. No more Jaren Sunsworn. Something's missing. What's going on here? Okay, people are cheering. There's just like a weird, awkward delay. Guess I'm checking my achievements to see, did I get one? Is that it? Oh, maybe this is one of those places that doesn't have an achievement. Isn't there loot? The door's open. Did something break? This is really strange. I guess I decided that was it. So what a weird, awkward ending. I think I missed out on some loot. Well, maybe it was mailed to me by the postmaster. No, I looted the Black Knight. Okay. Wow. That place just really doesn't tell you clearly when it's over. Okay, well, anyway, that was the Trial of the Champion, I guess. See you next time.